I'm going to call on the ranking member of the subcommittee, Senator Luján.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Cruz, as the chair of the subcommittee, it's an honor to be here before you. Now, Ms. Sohn, it's been a year since you were last before the committee. Unfortunately, I missed your second hearing. I had a stroke, and it means a lot that you're back here so that I can fully participate in now your third hearing. In all full seriousness, I hope that there's a serious conversation today about your dedication and qualifications, and especially the dire need to fill the FCC. It's been 755 days that we don't have a full functioning FCC. I know that we want to get there. I hope that that's something that's supported by the entirety of the membership of this body. With each additional day, more ink is spilled over this nomination. Frankly, we get more deliberate attempts to extend this vacancy for as long as possible. Now, I'd like to take my time today to clarify the record and talk openly about what is happening. Fundamentally, this position remains vacant because the companies that are lawfully subject to oversight by the FCC don't want a watchdog. They don't want to be regulated, and these companies have spent an immense amount of money and influence to keep this position vacant. The more that I read, the more time that goes by, it seems more and more clear to me. And it's frustrating because I know the importance of what these entities mean to the country, especially with building out the importance of the infrastructure in a bipartisan bill that we all supported together, and especially for those of us in more rural states with what a full functioning FCC will mean. Chair Kamel, I ask for consent to enter into the record 5 documents.
Without objection.
A report by Margaret McKeel for Axios, an investigative report by Kat Kozowski and Cristino Lima for the Washington Post, Biden's internet promises in limbo amid long battle over FCC nominations, the mystery of Biden's deadlocked FCC by Nilay Patel from The Verge, and a report by Howard Buskert from Daily Communications on proposed fines against carriers for data violations appear stalled at a split FCC. A report by John Brodkin of Ars Technica ISP admits lying to FCC about the size of network to block future funding. So I appreciate that. A few things to highlight in these. First, last December, Senator Thune and I convened a hearing on digital discrimination in our subcommittee on communications, media, and broadband. We heard extensive testimony on the need for the FCC to craft rules preventing digital discrimination on broadband access. These rules are required by the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investments and Job Act, but there's a significant pressure coming in the docket, and some, like the Wall Street Journal editorial board, are trying to turn the bipartisan priority into a partisan fight. It shouldn't be. Second, multiple reports have found that ISPs, big and small, provided false data to the FCC's maps in an anti-competitive effort to block rival companies from getting a share of the $42.5 billion this committee provided for broadband. Third and finally, before Christmas, in December 2022, internal documents indicated that Chairwoman Rosenworcel proposed fines against major wireless carriers for failing to safeguard data on real-time locations. For most Americans, the FCC is the only cop on the beat, protecting them from predatory data practices and ensuring internet companies provide accurate information. Chairwoman Rosenworcel requires a full commission to do her job enforcing current law to the fullest extent and to keep these companies accountable. We've heard from a lot of my colleagues. Now, some have suggested that you're not qualified. I disagree with that. The facts show that these arguments are just a bunch of hot air coming from a state with the largest international balloon fiesta. The record shows that Gigi Sohn is a dedicated public servant who is qualified and ready to be confirmed. She will act to uphold the law dutifully and honorably. Unfortunately, though, we're seeing this stalled for way too long. So, Madam Chair, I want to thank you and the ranking member and all of our colleagues for being here today, Ms. Sohn for being here yet again for this important hearing, and I look forward to a vote, not just out of this committee, but on the full floor to support your confirmation. Thank you, Madam Chair.